Episode 7, called A Moth to a Flame, opens 3 years ago with Anton. In this scene, he is only Captain Melios. The previous admiral scolds Anton because he reinstated the Gemini program. The current admiral, the name on her uniform is Chang, and I'm pretty sure she's a unscarred up version of Kara that we met in the last episode. After all the lab animals died, Anton moved into human trials of the Gemini gas. The current admiral scolds him once again and removes him from his position. Anton works himself up and then deploys the gas to level 3. Nema survives the gas attack, and we learn the person who ratted out Anton for his human trials was his own wife. She's gassed in the attack and doesn't survive. He claims that his betrayal over the former admiral is the only way to ensure humanity's survival. Anton ends with Snowpiercer, 879 cars long. Melanie arrives on a snowcat, and she demands to see Anton as soon as her and the soldiers enter the elevator. In this conversation, Anton and Mel are happy that the CW7 is coming down, but Mel continues to be worried about the effects of the gas on the atmosphere. Melanie wants to see Ben, but Anton delays her by having her check the numbers over again. She warns him that he should mentally prepare to delay the launch because she's worried that the Gemini gas will have negative effects on the atmosphere. Leighton and Wilford are still looking for a way out of level 3. When Alex showed up last episode, the wristband that she had stolen from Nema was deactivated, so now they're all stuck on level 3. Anton's men prepare to rappel down. Alex and Wilford run off to do some science scheming. Leighton is left to watch guard over the elevator. Anton and Nema do a walk and talk around the upper levels of the base. Nema warns Anton that the whole project might be at jeopardy if Melanie finds out that Alex is stuck on level 3 and Ben is dead. Anton has simple instructions for Nema: lie and kiss Mel's ass. Wilford comes up with a plan to escape level 3. He wants Alex to crawl through the air ducts, and she refuses at first. In Mel's lab, when she uploads her data, she gets an increased radiation alarm on her computer. She examines her screens further, and then storms out of the room after looking at some notes on the table. Her screen is shown to be displaying the Horn of Africa, along with a high toxicity alert. This is bad because the Horn of Africa is where New Eden is. Leighton attacks the first soldier through the elevator. He manages to wrestle his gun away from him, but it is out of bullets. The soldiers throw down gas, but Kara wires the door shut. Oz goes over with Javi and Sykes where he found the explosives in the last episode. Javi and Sykes go over the facts and point out that the whole town is on edge. They receive a call on the radio from Big Alice. They're almost at the bridge, and everybody's excited to get back to New Eden. Javi stops them, along with Sykes protests that they haven't cleared the bridge yet, so there might be explosives. Mel can't get access to the elevator, so she confronts Nema about the fact that the notes she found in her office were Alex's notes from New Eden. Nema takes Anton's advice and fills Mel in on some critical details, but leaves out some important ones. Alex and Wilford finish working on a machine. It seems to be a big part of their plan. Leighton and Kara barricade the elevator door with some bookshelves. The soldiers mount another attack. Leighton convinces Alex to enter the air ducts, and he wheels their machine into position just as the soldiers arrive. As the soldiers enter level 3 through the elevator, Wilford blasts them with a loudspeaker that he's built. He's wearing hearing protection, and we're led to believe the music is so loud that it can paralyze soldiers. Wolfmother makes a return. In the midst of the conflict, Leighton finds a grenade, which he rushes to the stairwell door to blow it open. Leighton's plan works, and Leighton and Wilford escape into the stairwell. Anton and Nema have another walk and talk. Anton threatens Nema's life. Javi, Sykes, and Oz work on conserving power as well as securing the bridge. Mel's in the stairwell, and she runs into Leighton and Wilford. They have a meeting in a separate room. It looks like the room they were keeping Leighton in earlier in the season. Mel denies not knowing what she doesn't know, like they had Leanna and how bad the conditions are on the train. Wilford plans to confront Anton, and he tries to get Leighton and Mel to work together to secure the train. He makes an appeal to humanity and hopes he can get them on their side. Mel and Leighton team up to save as many of their people as they can. Till calls over the radio to New Eden with no answer. Ruth and Till talk about how bad Audrey is after the gas attack, and Till wonders if she can sing anymore. They both seek comfort in listening to Audrey's records on Big Alice. For a second, we think Leighton's going to rescue Josie, and it turns out she was already rescuing herself. We show up as she's beaten 4 guards senseless in the hallway. Leighton and Josie are reunited. Leighton arrives to Mission Control at the top of Bravo Base, giving orders about Mel and Leighton not entering the train. Anton confronts him with a gun to his head. Mel and Alex, now aboard Snowpiercer, head for the engine car. They have to walk through what has become of Snowpiercer, the horrible conditions, and the torture shacks. Alex confides in Mel how bad the situation is, and then she tells her that Ben is dead. Nema enters the library car with some other scientists and soldiers, and he confirmed that they're engaging the launch system for the rocket. At gunpoint, Anton takes Wilford to the elevator. He says they're going to a decommissioned floor so Wilford can work on the heating system. Leighton and Josie run into Dr. Hedwood, along with one of our big soldiers with the masks on, in the hallway. After some pleading, Dr. Hedwood returns Leanna to Leighton. We cut back to Wilford and Anton in a frozen hallway. Anton is ridiculing about him building the trains and doing magnificent things, but dying a nobody here on this frozen level. Wilford appears to be freezing to death momentarily, and then all the color flushes back or goes back to his face and hands, and the frost burn resides. The treatments that he's been getting from Dr. Hedwood, the transfusions of blood from Josie, made Wilford impervious to the cold. Wilford gets the upper hand on Anton. Now that Anton doesn't know what to do with the fact that a person can survive in the cold, Anton freaks out and turns around, and Wilford rips his air hose off of his helmet. Wilford gets the last line and then removes his helmet and leaves him for dead. There's a cool moment here where Wilford slams Anton's helmet down in the main control room and starts giving out orders, and the soldiers are listening. Nema hears over the radio that Anton will probably not be joining them. He presses on the soldiers to complete his mission and has seemingly taken control of Snowpiercer. Alex and Mel chat in a subcar. Mel gets a chance to learn about Alex's independent research in New Eden, along with the story about her bird. Josie and Leighton get a chance to notice that Leanna had an IV in her the same way Josie did, so maybe they've furthered Leanna's cold treatments, or have been using her blood to treat Mr. Wilford. Nema meets Alex and Mel in the library car. He pretends to give control of the train back to Melanie. Melanie goes over the fact that Gemini is not ready. Wilford gains access to Snowpiercer, although Josie and Leighton see the breech lock alarm. Leighton confronts Wilford, claiming he used Leanna and Josie to secure his own cold treatment. Leighton overpowers Mr. Wilford and takes his gun. Wilford pleads for his life. So we cut back and forth a lot here between Leighton and Wilford and Mel and Nema. She is confronting him about how bad Gemini is, and he's denying all the facts. Mel's idea, after looking at the data, is that if they release Gemini, it will erode the atmosphere and leave the whole planet uninhabitable for life. Instead of shooting him, Wilford asks Leighton if he can enjoy one more joint before he's killed. He starts to smoke the joint and then tell Leighton a story about Fidel Castro smoking a poison cigar, and we're led to believe that the joint he's smoking will kill him. Back to Nema and Mel. Nema refuses to acknowledge the numbers, although it looks like Mel might be making some headway. Leighton and Wilford talk about life and death. Nema, in a fit of rage, says that Gemini will work because he's been working on it for 15 years. Mel has a realization, along with us, that this isn't a good thing because the freeze only happened 9 years ago. So why would he be working on something to fix the freeze before the freeze? With his last breaths, Wilford warns us and Leighton about Nema, saying he's a broken toy in the corner that nobody kept their eyes on. As his light putters out, he tells us that Nema is the one that created CW7 and froze the world in the first place. Following this information, Wilford breathes his last breath, and we see him laying there lifeless. So we're led to believe that now Wilford is dead, or maybe his joint from Dr. Headwood simulates death, and he'll be back next episode. Javi and the crew find some explosives on the track. Javi attempts to disarm these explosives. He freezes the mechanism, and then we cut to Big Alice. Aboard Big Alice, Ruth and Till hear an explosion in the distance. Josie, Leighton, and Liana are heading up train. We end the episode with them running into a soldier and him disconnecting the cars, leaving the three of them for dead. I believe the only one of them that isn't safe in the cold is Leighton. So depending on how far they are, maybe there's a breach suit there. They might be able to get back to Djibouti or get to New Eden. And that's the end of the episode. Speculation sector. Sector speculation. Okay, so I would like to think that Wilford's not dead and that he's doing some like close to death. It lowers your vital signs when you smoke this joint all the way to the bottom so people think you're dead. Along with learning that Nema is the one that created the freeze, I think we'll get some expounding on that. He'll be more of a megalomaniac in the next episode. And I'm leaning towards that we're going to end with everybody on one train. Like at the end of the show, Big Alice and Snowpiercer will be connected, and they'll be riding like at the beginning. Anyways, that was the episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I don't know if all of you make it to the end. Looking at the charts, maybe 10 or 15% of you are here at the end. You know, it's 30% to most of the video, but right here at the end. If you get this far, like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff helps. I'm trying to answer all the comments back. I've been enjoying talking with you and people from all over the world. If you get a chance, tell some friends about it, and I look forward to bringing you another video. Thanks for watching.